What questions should you be asking a home inspector when you're buying a house? There's a lot that goes into buying a house, and one of the big key components is the home inspection. So when you're having a home inspection done, you want to make sure that you ask the home inspector a few questions that will help you determine if you want to move forward with the house or not. Before you start, one thing that I always ask the inspector is, what do you inspect and what do you not inspect? Because sometimes they'll just give you a broad overview of a lot of things with the house, but they won't go into depth on it. It's not their job to go into depth on it because they're not the expert of that. They just know if it's up to code or if it's something that needs to be looked at. A second thing that I would ask, do they do sewer inspections? Sewer inspections, while you don't always need one, I would recommend getting one done on a home if you have a big tree in the front yard, or if when you're at the house you flush the toilets and they're backing up, not running as smoothly as possible. So when going through the summary with the inspector of all of his findings throughout the house, one other question that I really like to ask them is, what are your main concerns? What's a red flag to you throughout this report? Because there's going to be stuff, regardless if the house is brand new or not, the inspector will find something. It's his job. So to him or her, what is your main concern? What is the biggest red flag that you see throughout this entire summary? Number 4, ask them what needs to be done before moving in. Is it possible for you to move into the house and handle these projects later? Or is it something that it's deathly and it needs to be handled before you move into the house? Some things that could be required to be handled before you move into the house is potentially having mold in the attic, or mold in areas of the house that is going to spread and get into your lungs, which is a big one that you probably want to have that taken care of before moving into the house. Another one could be the HVAC or the heater, they're not working, which if you're in the dead of winter, you're going to want to make sure that that heater's working before you move into the house. Number 5, if the inspector brings up something that he says is easily repairable, ask him how much it would roughly cost for that repair, so that way you have a ballpark of what you're going to need to spend down the road. Of course, it's just an estimate from them. Always get a contractor or someone who specializes in that to give you an estimate if you're looking at getting it done before you close on the house, just so that way you have an exact number in your head for what you need when you do close on the house. There's a ton of different questions that you can ask a home inspector when it comes to checking out the house. These are 5 of the main ones that I see on a normal basis. But if you have any other questions or something that you have actually asked a home inspector, feel free to put it in the comments so that other people can see that as well.